You just inherit a property. What do? We're going to get into it. Number one, make sure you have access to the mortgage so that you can make the mortgage payments. Big thing that I see people have problem with all the time, that you may be having a problem with right now, is that you're not on the mortgage and the mortgage company won't talk to you. So what do they need? They need either a will, or they need a mortgage authorization form, which you can't really get signed by your significant other that has since passed. So there's a process that the mortgage company has so that you can speak on the behalf of the mortgager and be able to make payments and stuff like that. Now granted, most of the time you can just mail a payment and they won't double check to see who the check came from and what it is, if you just signify which account it's going to and what the amount that's being paid. Okay, so preferably it'd be good if you were still getting statements, and then you can make those mortgage payments. Simple answer, but make sure you're making those payments. Next is the investment is only as good as the manager. So if you're going to be renting the property, right, if it was in good enough condition that you could rent it, just understand that not all property managers are made the same. You might need to go through a couple interviews to pick a good property manager, not just your buddy or your friend or your tío or your cousin that's in real estate that knows somebody. You want to interview them and ask them specific questions about that. And I'll probably have to make a video later talking about picking a good property manager and who's a good property manager for which property. You know, you don't necessarily want a property manager that deals with nothing but apartments and you've got a single family house in the Lower Valley. Or you don't want somebody that deals with, 1,200, 1,300 rental properties that just looks at you like a number. Or somebody that looks at higher end rental properties that are renting for $1,200 or $1,300 a month, and you've got a $500 rental. All those things are to take into account. Certain areas have different types of people, and some property managers just don't want to mess with them. Next, property ownership costs money. Yes. If you have a rental property, and if you've ever done one, you know this, but if you don't, let me just be very crystal clear that rent and your mortgage payment is not the two things that you're going to have to deal with. Even if you throw property management on there, which is generally 10%, you're going to have to be fixing roofs, fixing leaks, especially if you have a swamp cooler. Those things, the floats are always off and it's leaking off the roof, which is causing damage. You might have a leaky toilet, you might have a leaky sink, you might have a door that doesn't shut, or the doorknob that breaks, or they lose the keys, or whatever. A million different things that go wrong with rental properties that is just a constant taking of your income. So I would estimate roughly around a 40-50% ratio of expenses a year. Okay, that's kind of a commercial real estate term, 40-50%, and that includes property management, things of that nature. But that number is just a big number. It's not what you're usually thinking, that it's just, oh, I'll spend a couple $100 a year and my property will cash flow. It's ongoing. Okay, especially if you're just getting one that you didn't really do anything to, and you don't really know what the situation of the property is and the condition. You're just going to put it up for rent, clean it, put it up for rent. It's not as easy as they think. Next, selling a property for top dollar. So if you're going to take grandma's house, right? I'm just using grandma's house as an analogy, and you're going to fix it to a part where it could be sellable. 99% of the time, you're going to have to update. Okay. Update the flooring, update the colors of the walls, update the moldings, update the doors, update the hardware, update the fixtures, right? Oh yeah, but we changed this fixture. Yeah, that was 10 years ago when it was cool. It's not cool anymore. Your house has got, what do they call those intercom systems? You got to take all those out, right? The doorbell system, it has that old beige thing on your wall. Buyers are so picky right now. They've watched way too much Flip This House, way too much Love It or Leave It, and they just don't want to buy a house that is not fully remodeled. So if you're going to remodel a house and you're going to try and get top dollar, fully remodel the house. You can't halfway do it. Okay, it just won't sell. So just know that. Uncle Sam wants a piece? Question mark. So there are some, inheritance taxes, but generally, if it's under like $500,000, you're not going to have to pay much. I'm not giving you legal or tax advice. This is just my opinion. I definitely would recommend that you go and consult an attorney or a tax accountant or your CPA and consider all your options. So you have all these different options. You can rent it, you can sell it, or you can call somebody like us and we'll go to your house, make you a cash offer on the spot. I'll tell you how much property management your property could probably rent for. I'll tell you how much you probably could sell the house for, and then how much the repairs would be. And if you were going to just sell it as is in a cash sale to us, I'll give you a cash offer right there on the spot. The advantage of working with us is that you don't have 5-10 different siblings that all have to pitch in money to fix a house to try and get top dollar. With us, we'll buy them as is, dirty, full of stuff, not full of stuff, leak from the roof, no leak in the roof, super clean, all different types and shades, any situation, any condition. We will make you a cash offer on the spot, and then we'll close within 2 weeks or a month. That's it, guys. So call the number below, and if you like this information, like and subscribe, and I'll be making more and more content like this to help sellers like yourself that are having questions about properties. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.